Hi everyone, and thank you for being here today. We are excited to dive into a game-changing tool in automated testing, Healenium. This AI-powered self-healing library is designed to make your UI tests more resilient and adaptable to changes in web interfaces. And our speaker for today, Rahul, is an expert in automated testing. He will walk us through the key features, architecture, and a live demo of Healenium tool. Let's give a warm welcome to Rahul. Could you please share your screen?
Thank you, Cambria. Yeah, I will share my screen. I hope you can see my screen, Cambria.
Yeah, we can proceed now with the main part.
So, today we'll talk about Healenium. It's a EPAM open source project, and its main work is to improve stability of Selenium and APM based UI test cases. We will see in further slides how we can achieve that, how we can do that. All right. For me, I am heading Healenium test automation from EPAM. I have also worked on as Collab.NET solution architect, and I'm heading .NET testing India community. All right. So, what are the key features of Healenium? So, as I have told that Healenium improves the stability of UI test written for Selenium and APM. So, how it does that? Okay. And like what extra features we have in that. So when there is no such element test failures, right, which may come in case we are running our UI test cases and the controls which we do expect on the screen are not visible or get outdated. Okay, so it will go ahead and heal that. It also provides visibility of control state, like you can get a report and also screenshot like what healing it did, and it will also give a screenshot based on elements so that you can be sure, okay, what elements were changed, which you need to change later. It can update test code base also. So how it does that? It won't do it directly, but it has an IntelliJ IDEA plugin which will take care of these activities. It's one click like a change in the test code, and then you can like create pull request. Yeah. Other thing is like it also has advanced features it will support advanced parallel runs, remote test runs. It can detect iframes, and also has Selenide integration, right? One of the main feature is it's not just based on web only. It also works for mobile test cases. Where you have written test cases on mobile and you want to like auto heal it. Overall thing is like it will improve your ETV test stability with time. We'll see slowly how it does that. Okay. So coming to the frameworks, what Helium supports, right? It's not just Selenium, Selenoid, APM, Robo Framework, Cucumber, Serenity BDD, Selenite, WebDriver, and many more. It will support. Then what is the business value of this? So usually what happens like we write code in our test master branch, and then we need to automate and test it for regression or for smoke, right? So many a time what will happen, the test cases which expect the controls to be there, those controls do change due to some new development, and maybe due to some auto created components from any CMS systems like that. So what it will do, it will go ahead and detect those changes and change the controls what it is expecting. And your so what will happen, your test cases will not fail due to any reason apart from the business value or core values, right? So suppose there is a login test case, and user need to get login to do multiple things, right? But the control on login or password text box changed. So all the test cases which expect login button to be there, that they will fail, right? But what Healenium will do, it will still make those test cases pass by understanding what is the new login control over the web page, and then it will make other business cases pass. Okay, so that will help you to have green CI pipeline, right? uh, this feature like has come into practice because one the very big challenge which we face in UI testing landscape is the test cases fail due to changing locators, or locators are not found. There are some weights which need to be introduced which were not introduced, all of these things, right? So overall stability is improved by this. All right. So where Healenium makes sense. So all the tools have certain use cases, right, where it makes more sense to have it. What we have found from our experience, we can add it further, or like whatever is use case, you can also add it. So where there is a problem of frequent UI changes, uh, there's a development, ongoing development, and daily on daily basis, UIs are getting refactored and changed. There it is. It will come in handy. And that thing is where weak UI locators are written. UI locators are not written in the way they should be written. There also it can be handy. Another case is like when we have CMS systems like AEM, Hybris, or other things, right? Content management system. So in content management system, they will create their own controls and UI elements, and when the system updates, or there is a manual update in the system, right? Those controls may change. So it will detect you too. It will help you to detect all those changes. Another is like the classical use case is UI test with Java and Selenium. You can use it. One more example can be localization testing. So we see multiple times that when there are systems which are into different languages, even though IDs will be same, there will be some translation keys which will be translating the same UI element into different language as per dictionary or some other system. So what will happen, like even though the controls and name of those control do change, Healenium will able to figure out what element we are talking about. And if you write a test case for English or Arabic, then it can go ahead for other languages like French, German, anything. So we have seen successes in such scenarios as well. Then if you are working with old browsers like IE, which is not having uniform WebKit or uniform systems, right? They're also like finding element and working on it is really difficult. So Healenium helps you with that also. Mhm. After that, there is a demo. I will go and show you the demo. Then further, I will go on different architectural slide. How does it work? So I'll show you what this demo is about. This is a very simple Selenium based framework, and there are test cases written to it. So how I'm introducing Healenium here, I'm going to have and it's not just Selenium and Java. This example is on Maven based Selenium project, but something similar do exist for JavaScript, C Sharp, Python, other languages which you want to have. So I need to have a Healenium version which I have like included in dependencies, having that. And moreover, one more thing we need that is written in, yeah, Healenium properties. So this tells me or tells the Healenium system how many recovery tries you need to make. What is the score cap? Like how many test cases should be like 80% similarity or 90% similarity. You can give that. You can also switch on and switch off Healenium enabled. If you want make it true, healing will be done. If you make it false, healing will not be done. And then comes HLM server URL. So you can see the URL is localhost 7878 and there is a mutated URL. So these both URL will help us to get a component of Healenium. I will show you right now what I have done. I have put them into Docker. So there is a Docker container which is having Healenium and PostgreSQL DB. It's not very hard to create. Mm, there are steps to do that. So that's why it's port is 7878 and I've referred to that. So right now I'm running into local, but it's not like required to be running on local. You can run on your CI/CD servers or different cloud environments, or you can also have a single cloud environment which like all the projects will go ahead and refer. Okay, so we don't need to have separate URLs or separate Healenium instances for all the projects which you want to use. Healenium will take care of that. You need to install it and give a copy to it, give the reference to it. Okay, then what changes we need to do in project? So I have a project called basic test. Okay, this basic test is having uh, dependency which is like self-healing web driver. You can see this dependency I'm getting from Healenium. Okay, and instead of like using the web driver, I will be using self-healing web driver here. Okay, so you need to make simple one line change in your main code when you want to use Selenium, or you can programmatically even control it. When your Selenium properties are true, then you are invoking this, and then I'm just passing this delegate to new Chrome driver or whatever driver you want, and then Selenium will be good to go. So right now, what I have done to show you this feature, right? I have one website which is uh, which is a checkout website, so which registers username and do all the things. And right now, I will show you that it is having a form like system where first name and last name, all of these things are there. So let me email is there, right? So this is the normal website. What I have done, I have changed email as email 123. Okay, So now you can see that even though like I'm trying to simulate how web developer will be doing the changes, right? So I wrote email 123, so still it will go ahead and check it, what is the email version it is using, and then try to run the test. Okay, so I will show you that this is the basic test which I was showing. It is just going and filling most of the forms, like it is giving some data, email, and you can see still CSS selector is email, right? Not email 123. So I will go ahead and try running this. So you can see it's getting all the changes, all everything which is in Maven, and then trying to compile it. And after compiling, it will run it. So yeah, it's going to run the test cases. Yeah. So it went ahead and it's going to open this system, and checkout form it is. It is adding first name, last name, email, all of the things, right? So you would have seen a red symbol appearing up there. So what I will do, I will go ahead and check this report which got created for me. So it is having different reports, right? I have run it multiple times, and the way I have changed a lot of things. Okay, right now it shows healing report 27 August 12:16. Okay. Now what it will do, we need to check out what happened. So it is telling me field located is email. So I was expecting an email locator over there, but healed locator is email 123. It has healed it, and you can go ahead and check in the screenshot. So now it has captured just one page, but it will also highlight the things. So if the success healing is successful or not, you can give it the feedback here that healing was successful. You can do a green or red, right? It will go ahead and take that into consideration. Its AI/ML algorithm what it's using, and try to create a better result for you next time. And now it will also show you all the locators which it found on this page. You can also make if you want to disable healing on locator basis, right? You can go ahead and do that. I don't want healing on this locator or that locator. It will go ahead and check that. So that is about Healenium. And we have a website, healenium.io, which is having a lot of documents about Healenium, like support, and you can go ahead and go in docs section where it's having overview and how to install it, what is the architecture, how it goes, how Healenium works. You can go ahead and check things which depends on your own project, right? How to download and install it, how to do it with Docker, how to do it without Docker, all those things, all documents are there. You can go ahead and follow it. So Healenium, there are two versions of Healenium. One is Healenium Web, one is Healenium Proxy. Healenium Web is for Java Selenium based system, and if you want to go with other systems, even Java you can use, but Python, JavaScript, C Sharp, you can go ahead and work on Healenium Proxy. So it is having very detailed from where you need to get what and how to run it, what are the things which are getting affected. And there is also uh, Healenium GitHub project, which is, as Healenium is open source, right? So GitHub project is there where you can go ahead and check the code, how are the things, what you need to do. And the best thing is, if you want to have a paid support, there is a paid support option also where Healenium team will can customize things like according to your project, or they can customize according to your company. They can do these things. Yes. So that was the demo and basic information. Now let's go little deeper to understand the architecture for whom it's like they want to understand or know. So this diagram shows us there is a PostgreSQL which is in Docker, which I showed you just now. It will store different things like locators, type, class name, method name, all those things will be stored there. And there's a backend, Healenium backend, which will do the different calls, API calls, which need to be done. And the Healenium client, which is on the IDE, what I showed you, that will extend Selenium implementation, and it will regularly interact with Healenium backend, and backend will get data from PostgreSQL. And this is using tree comparing ML algorithm to compare whether the healing was correct or not, what kind of healing should be done. And then comes Healenium IDEA plugin, or the report what we have seen. Okay, so both of them you can go ahead and see. So this is the basic architecture of Healenium. Then we move next. So Healenium report, which I showed you just now. Few case studies which I wanted to discuss, like there was a case study for hybris environment. So there we found that a lot of time-consuming automation tests were failing. There was system based on SAP Cloud, and tests were failing often. And a hybrid content management system were giving the locators which were overly complicated, and the QA folks which were writing it, like there was a lot of conflicts in writing that to understand what is the proper locator of it, and they will also changed, right? And dev environment locators won't work on cloud environment locator. That was the biggest challenge. So what you need to do, you need to rewrite your test cases for dev and SAP Cloud. But Healenium worked wonder for that. It was able to detect whatever changes, whatever the locators on dev to the cloud. And there was a lot of time saved, like 1.5x time was reduced in maintaining automation test case. Simplified locators were written, and we have accelerated, from dev to SAP Cloud, almost twice double. And also it helped us in B2B and B2C regression suites. Okay, so this is one of the case study which talks about hybrids and cloud. Another is Another is localization test case, which I was referring to before, right? So 50% automation failure was there due to constant UI changes, and there were three locales to test: English, French, and Danish. So there was a problem, you're writing locator in one, and they are not going to work in the for the new language. So deploying Healenium there also gave us 40% reduced amount of test failure, and we got 100% 100% improvement in no such element exception. It almost healed all of the test cases. And if you write one set of test case, then it also ran for French and other languages, right? So it also in a way reduced or minimized test automation code related maintenance and other things. Yeah, so this is most of it for the Healenium. So if you don't mind, can we go for Q&A?
Okay, yeah, sorry for the delay. So thank you so much, Rahul. And it's a reminder for our audience to write down to share your questions if you have any on the shared information on the Healenium tool. And we have a few questions that can be covered within this Q&A part. So the first question is, could you give examples where Healenium has made end-to-end tests more stable and reliable?
Uh, yes, it will. So basically, E2E can have test cases both for API and UI, right? But Healenium mostly work for UI. So when you go for UI part of it, then suppose you have written a E2E test case, and the locators changed in between, right? So your test cases will fail due to changing of locator. The E2E tests are mostly they are catering to business cases, right? Business validation from like maybe someone is logging and they are trying to do a flow end to end. For example, e-commerce website, right? They are adding things to cart and then checking out, right? But your test cases now fail due to changing of locator. Someone has changed it mistakenly, or someone has changed due to deliberately due to new features coming or new UI coming into picture, right? There Healenium will help you. So it can go ahead in the pipeline and it will still make your test cases pass.
Thank you for this extended answer, and let's switch to our next question. How does Healenium work with mobile testing, and what specific problems does it help to solve in mobile UI automation?
Yeah, same thing. What we are solving in web automation. For mobile, usually you are using APM versions, right? So same thing where UI locators are changing, and the change is due to a complicated self-generated UI or changing locales, or like a rapid development where UI is changing on daily basis, and your test cases need to be maintained to make to run all those test cases, right? That Healing will help.
Okay, and one more question. Very interesting presentation. Could you talk about a roadmap how to start automation QE with zero knowledge in programming?
Yeah, this question is actually out of context. But there are a lot of things, right? So there are ready-made examples in GitHub. Suppose for a specific to Healenium, I will tell. So you can go ahead and download those examples and then try to work on it. So that will help you. Even though you don't have any knowledge in programming, you can go ahead and read those examples, try to execute it, the steps which are given, and then you can get started.
Thank you for sharing your advice. And we have a few more questions. One of them is, are there any situations where Healenium might not work well or have difficulties?
Yeah, so Healenium is mostly based on CSS locators, right? So you need to have locators written in CSS for Healenium to work. So we are also working on paid version of Healenium, where it will be able to getting all the locators written in XPath or ID or anything like that. So their Healenium won't work when you have written locator in some other thing. And yeah, this is one of the known limitation.
Okay. Thank you, Rahul. And it seems that we have last question for today's Q&A session. Let's take a look at it. So, how does Healenium tell the difference between small UI changes and bigger problems that need manual fixing?
Healenium won't tell you, but you need to decide that. So suppose Healenium is not changing your code, right? It's just changing on runtime. So when you went ahead and found out that okay, these are the locators where changes were there. So what next decision you should make? So human in loop is there. You need to go ahead and then like either do not create a bug for it. These locators are actual locators which should work, but which are not working, and these locators are those locators which we should not like take into consideration. Okay, that decision need to be made by a human user instead of healing.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rahul. So it seems that we can wrap up our Q&A sessions for today. And dear listeners, if you have any other questions, you can share them via comment section or send them directly to our speaker. And I'd like to express our gratitude to Rahul for sharing your time and expertise with us today, and your insights into Selenium and its impact on automated testing have been incredibly valuable. And I appreciate the effort you put into making this session both informative and engaging. And we hope you, dear listeners, you find this Tech Talk informative and useful. So thank you for joining us. And I'd like to remind you that one of the Best ways to say thank you to our dear speaker is to send pages to say thank you in comment section, and you can share the pages via community or Heroes platform. And yeah, thank you again, Rahul, and dear listeners. Let's see you next time. Have
Thank
a
you,
great
Tam.
day.
Have a great day. Bye.